My chosen piece, The Bubble by Harriet Fristmuth, depicts a girl dancing with some sort of bubble, so luminescent that one almost gets the impression that it is the moon. The girl's position is so intricate and contorted that it practically hurts to look at, but it is so graceful and magnificent that you just can't get yourself to look away. Standing at a near 8 feet tall, this piece commands your attention as soon as you walk in the room. My own ceramics teacher once said, "To truly be a great sculptor, it has to look interesting from each and every angle," and this piece definitely exemplifies this trait, which is why I've included more than one picture. It is so powerful, but yet so smooth and articulate that it brings you a sense of peace. The sort of peace associated with the bubble makes me think of the way Buddhists think of Nirvana, because when I look at this piece, it gives me a sense of happiness and playfulness. It makes me want to stand up and dance with her too. Although I am a Christian, I have always been interested in the religions in other parts of the world, mainly Buddhism and their idea of reincarnation. When someone from America hears Nirvana, they might think of the Christian heaven, or possibly even the 80s grunge band. To be accurate, Nirvana means release from suffering, or liberating, which is why it is not surprising that many people equate it to heaven. According to legend, in the process of becoming enlightened, the Buddha is said to have recognized all his previous lives. Buddhists understand life as samsara, meaning perpetual wandering. A primary aim of Buddhism is to break free of the wheel of samsara and to reach a new level of nirvana. Nirvana is the freedom from whatever binds you, from the burning passion of desire, jealousy, and ignorance. Once these are totally overcome, a state of bliss is achieved and there is no longer the need of the cycle of birth and death. Nirvana is also supposed to make you feel timeless, like nothing exists but nirvana, but the end of suffering. An artist's nirvana comes only when working on a project that they really love and enjoy. At this time, you become so focused and enraptured by the painting or sculpture that you lose yourself. You often wake up out of this daze feeling a sense of awe with what you have accomplished, but also a sense of hanging hunger. These trips can last for hours on end with no regard to how much food you have had that day. You completely lose yourself to the present, to your work of art. Everything is gone, and the only thing that exists is art. To lose yourself for your art is so calming and meditative that it transcends earthly wants and needs, only communing with your creativity. I have always had a hard life, and this nirvana has always helped me through it, when it brought its peace and end of suffering. Like most children, I had a normal upbringing. Unfortunately, the bliss of life shattered when my mother died unexpectedly when I was 10. Her tragic end sent my otherwise stable father into a spiraling depression. His love for her was replaced with a bottle that kept a purse to his lips whenever he could. The gentle nature I'd grown accustomed to shifted, and his drunken rage my father became violent. He couldn't stand looking at something that looked so similar to the only thing he loved in the world. Throughout my life, art has been my only outlet, the only way I could express how I felt about my surroundings. The world grew dark and cold, so dismal, in fact, that I too succumbed to drinking, as it was readily available. Sometimes I would console myself in the fact that all the great artists were tortured. These habits continued on for the better part of my adolescence, until I decided to focus on my art. It was a beacon of hope, especially after my father died of liver failure when I was 16. After becoming orphaned, my art was the only thing I could lean on. After the funeral, it was decided that I would live with my aunt, who did nothing to help me through my misery. More than anything, I desperately wanted to escape, but I had no options. In Greek mythology, there is a bird called the phoenix. This bird can live for 1,000 years, and when it is time for the bird to die, it bursts into flames, only to be reborn from its ashes. In astrology, of which I am a big fan, this bird is often equated with the Scorpio because they are the masters of regeneration and transformation of the zodiac. When most would just lie down and die, the Scorpio is transformed and reborn from their ashes. Just like the phoenix, I arose from my depression and became something new, something better. Hardships make you a better person. My experience has made me independent but sensitive, strong but empathetic. I am even able to look back and laugh at them now. I am not happy about the things that happened to me, but they shaped who I am, and for that I am thankful. Through these experiences, I am a better person and a better artist. But hey, it's a hard knock life.